here at Rhodes later in the evening, but we're all set for a tussle between two ranked teams. Shockey. The throw from Dowling is just in time for out number one.
Both of these teams coming out of the gate ready to go. This is a great play by Bailey Dowling. Reagan Shockey has speed. We just highlighted what she's already done, but Bailey Dowling's ready for it. Makes a really good play and makes a statement in the first inning.
And in steps the sophomore, Dakota Kennedy, who takes ball one. Sacramento, California native. First team All-Pac last year. Enters this game 5th in the conference in batting average, 2nd in on-base percentage, and 5th in hits. One and two. There you see last year, Kennedy hit .356. That average this season up to .440. But she goes down there. 2 away, first strikeout for Kayla Beaver. And there is the head coach for the Wildcats, Caitlin Lowe, 3rd season leading the program after the legend Mike Candrea. Spent years on staff beforehand, 4-time All-American, 2-time national champion. I've got a whole square of facts about Coach Lowe, who's just done so much for the game of softball.
Well, if you're within this world of softball, Caitlin Lowe needs absolutely no introduction. 4-time first-team All-American, Olympian. I remember reading her goodbye to softball and crying as a young kid, just seeing a legend go away from the game. But she is doing a great job leading this Arizona program and taking over after Coach Candrea retired.
Yeah, and she said she's really spent time this year finding herself. She's kind of been through the ringer as a head coach. Trip to the World Series in year 1, missed the tournament last year.
And she mentioned just coming into herself, trying to find her identity as a head coach at her alma mater. And that can be difficult taking over after, again, a legend in Mike Candrea, but she's finding her way this year, getting settled.
Well, she's been very impressed by Carly Skupin. Down 0-2 in the count, one of the best hitters in the country, but she swings and misses there. Kayla Beaver starts out hot on her senior night.
She finds a way to get on, whether it be hit by a pitch, take a walk. She has 8 walks on the season, and she'll also get hits here and there. So a really good and experienced hitter at the top of the Alabama lineup.
And speaking of Johnson's experience, you've got a sophomore in the circle for Arizona, an early enrollee last year, Aisa Silva. Now a season under her belt, as Johnson bunts that right to Skupin. 1 down. But Silva, the lefty, has been impressive.
She absolutely has, and she's more of the pitch to contact type of pitcher. You're going to see her defense do a lot of work, but she's left-handed with a little bit of everything. Curve, screw, rise, drop, and a little bit of an off-speed. But again, just coming into her own this year, it's so difficult to graduate from high school early and be thrown into Pac-12 play. But finding her way in her sophomore season.
Now hold on just a moment.
I think we had an illegal pitch.
Yeah, Johnson's stepping back in. And she'll take what has been decided as a 2-0 count high, 3-0. And there's ball 4. Jenna Johnson continues to raise the OBP with the leadoff walk here in the first.
Jenna Johnson just does such a good job of knowing what her job is in that leadoff spot. She takes what's given to her, finds her way on, tries to let these RBI producers get someone in scoring position.
And Alabama's had such a history of strong starts each and every year. The last 6 seasons, it's the record for me that really sticks out. 83-10 in February the last 6 years. 634 runs, 88 homers. And it's undefeated here this year.
Exactly, and it's not like they're not playing good competition. They schedule tough non-conference opponents. They've been to the Clearwater tournament. They've gone out to Tucson a couple times. So those stats are really impressive because Patrick Murphy likes to challenge his team in the non-conference and knows how important that is for those postseason rankings.
1-1 to Kinley Cahalan. That's outside. Yeah, and a little bit of a lighter February for the Crimson Tide this season, but now getting a real opportunity here this weekend. Beat Northern Iowa last night. A couple matchups on deck with Arizona, including obviously this one. South Alabama and the Tide will tussle tomorrow. And it looks like a timing violation was just called on Kinley Cahalan, so now it's a 2-2.
That's interesting because I know we had the addition of the pitch clock this year. Don't think I've actually seen a violation on a hitter yet.
You've got to get back and ready within 10 seconds of that 20-second pitch clock. Payoff from Silva. Cahalan high in the sky. Perez Chica tracks it down for out number 1.
We've seen a lot of this from Kinley Cahalan this season. Just missing those high fly balls out to right.
There you see the Hall of Famer Patrick Murphy, 26th season in Tuscaloosa, 6-time SEC Coach of the Year. He was having a long chat earlier tonight with the legendary Mike Candrea, who is in the house here this evening. Abby Dukeshire to left. Goodbye. First pitch. And the sophomore gives Alabama the 2-0 lead.
Abby Dukeshire just continuing her hot start to this sophomore season. This was a curveball out of the hand of Silva that just doesn't run in enough, and Abby Dukeshire is ready for it. It was gone off the bat. You knew it. Ready to hit in that 3-hole and really just thriving in her season so far with a little bit of a bat flip. Love that.
Abby Dukeshire entered the evening 6th in the SEC in RBIs, and now she's got 22 on the campaign. And it was something that we noted, Kaylee. Alabama this year entering this game was hitting .471 against lefty pitchers, and so far so good for the Tide offense against Silva. And Dowling will add to it. Misplayed by Shockey, but Dowling will stay at first, and it's a 1-out single for Alabama.
Patrick Murphy always says the most important hitter is the one after the home run. Are you going to keep pressuring the pitcher? And Bailey Dowling comes up ready to hit again and stings this ball right up the middle. They are right on time with Aisa Silva right now.
And that draws a conversation with the Arizona pitching coach, Christian Conrad. First season in Tucson after a few years at Loyola Marymount. Spent some time at Florida State, Oregon prior. A great young mind that Caitlin Lowe was very complimentary of in our call this week.
Absolutely. She said that that was probably her longest interview that she had with any of the pitching coaches. Just loved talking softball with Christian Conrad, picking his brain. He's been all over the softball world the last few years.
That's high and tight to Callie Hevlin, junior from Three Rivers, Michigan. Last 5 games hit .331. Entering the weekend was 1 for 3 against Northern Iowa last night.
And Gray, I'd be willing to bet when Christian Conrad went out to the mound, he told Silva that she's got to throw them more on the corners of the plate. Those are left too much over the white. And we've seen her throw 4 balls in this at-bat, so definitely trying to stay out of that strike zone. But Callie Hevlin helping her out a little bit.
Two, and the count runs full. Callie Hevlin in her Crimson Classic career, a .273 hitter. On the season, .292, 14 RBIs, second on the team. That is smashed but foul.
And something about these lefty pitchers that you can just sense the Alabama offense is seeing the ball really, really well. Even those foul balls are stung hard.
Ball 4. There is action in the Arizona pen. Miranda Stoddard, the transfer from Kentucky, warming up. Graduate student out of Anaheim, California. But it's Silva now in the circle against Marley Giles.
That's where that curveball needs to be for her to find success. It's right there on the river, clips the corner, and it's a strike, but it's not all ball on the plate. That's where you get in trouble.
Beautiful pitch, 0-2.
I think that's the first look we've had at the changeup. And again, another great location right there at the knees.
That'll drift into the bullpen. Marley Giles is coming off of just a fantastic weekend in Birmingham. Hit 700 in the Green and Gold Classic. 7 of 10, 5 RBIs, 3 homers.
Yeah, another one of those sophomores that's just coming into their own. We mentioned it with Abby Dukeshire, but Marley Giles doing the same thing. They've got Kristen White back this weekend. A couple of those key sophomores in this lineup.
And that hits Giles. Bases loaded for the Crimson Tide.
This is a really tough start here for Aisa Silva. Walks Jenna Johnson, gives up the home run to Dukeshire, the hit to Dowling, and now a walk and a hit by pitch. And Alabama's got the bases loaded with 1 out.
And the Tide will continue the righty brigade. It should be noted, we talked about it again, Alabama hitting so well against lefty pitchers. The only out of the inning was the lefty Cahalan, and I think the Tide has forced a pitching change. Arizona will make them season, something you never want to see.
I was super excited to see that Nebraska team. There was so much excitement around their program this year with Jordy Ball coming home and all the season tickets they sold. But I know they'll be so excited in 2025 when she returns and puts on that red again.
Yeah, a lot of pitcher movement in the portal this year, including Beaver, who now faces the sophomore Olivia DiNardo out of San Mateo, California. Average this year at .370, just a tick below what she hit last season. One of the things we were talking about, though, Kaylee, Arizona, excellent at answering back. I tracked the response stat for everybody. when we're calling some games. That's answering in the inning immediately after the opponent scores. Arizona this year, 17 of 24. That is an unreal rate.
And teams that do that usually find a lot of success, almost take it personally when another team scores on them, and they come back in, have their pitchers back, have their defenses back, and Arizona has been really good at that so far this season.
Quick reset of the pitch clock. Another 0-2. Nice battle here between Beaver and DiNardo. Another 1-2. Got a piece, and DiNardo stays alive.
Really great job by Olivia DiNardo. That inside drop ball from Kayla Beaver is working. You can tell that it's biting, but she gets a piece of it and stays alive.
It's DiNardo, Behringer, and Shep here in the second, due up against Beaver. And so far, DiNardo making it tough. Ninth pitch of the at-bat. Back to Beaver. One down.
That at-bat is exactly why we circled this game on the broadcasting schedule, because it was going to be best on best, fighting. You could tell Olivia DiNardo did not want to go down. She wanted to set the table for her team, and Kayla Beaver just kept coming at her and eventually got her to miss hit and get that first out of the inning.
Now in steps Blaze Behringer. Back to Beaver, had to leap, and quickly 2 away.
It's Kayla Beaver's senior night, and she's just showing off all of her tools, all of her athleticism. Jumps up to get the slapper, Blaze Behringer. And I don't know if many people know how difficult that is for Abby Dukeshire at first base as well. That was a bullet from Kayla Beaver.
First pitch ball to Emily Shep. Well, you played a lot of first base. Kaylee, tell us, how difficult is that?
That is exactly why I'm highlighting this, because those throws are coming hard. And luckily, that one was right at her chest.
Shep, sky high. There's the response. The Wildcats are on the board here in the second.
Gray, we talked about it earlier. Arizona is 4th in the country in batting average for a reason. Their offense has a lot of tools. Shep comes up, gets an inside pitch, gets her hands to it, knowing that with this 70-mile-an-hour fastball, all she's got to do is get her hands there. That ball was gone right off the bat. Really great piece of hitting. Again, just getting her hands to that inside pitch. That ball was scorched, and Arizona has got some life in their dugout again.
Man, buckle up. This is going to be a fun one. 4th home run of the year for Emily Shep. First home run allowed by Kayla Beaver this season, and now the All-American Allie Skaggs steps in. pretty handy to have an All-American waiting in the 7 spot for this Arizona offense.
Exactly. Allie Skaggs having a little bit of a rough start. Batting average maybe not where she wants it to be. But you know, if she gets a good swing on a pitch, it's going and it's going far. She had 24 home runs 2 seasons ago. And she's someone who takes a hack at it. When she hits it, it's going for extra bases.
Had that All-American campaign in 2022. PAC Defensive Player of the Year last year. Full count.
There you see those accolades for Allie Skaggs. Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, Golden Glove winner, made no errors at second base, the only Arizona player to ever do that.
Hits that way up in the air. Hevlin ranges back to end the inning, but Arizona's on the board. The freshman, Emily. Miranda Stoddard on in relief. Got out of a bases-loaded jam in the first and now faces 9-1-2 in the Alabama order.
Really great to see Kristen White back in the lineup and that Arizona defense playing that slapper shift on her, moving the outfielder into the infield. Kristen White, not really known for hitting the ball off the wall, but she is so good at laying down bunts, placing her slaps. And Arizona knows that, so playing her in a shifted defense, trying to take away a hit.
Like you said, back from injury. The sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama, made her reemergence last weekend in Birmingham. Swing and a miss. Stoddard gets the strikeout to start things off here in the second.
Miranda Stoddard with that inside drop ball. It's very tough for lefties to get their barrel to an inside drop ball, especially slappers, because they're swinging down, trying to chop the ball. And Kristen White just can't get on plane. Miranda Stoddard gets the strikeout.
Now back to the top of the order with Jenna Johnson. Johnson walked and scored in the first. Co-SEC Player of the Week this past week. Second team All-Conference a season ago. That's lifted right to second base, and Skaggs has the catch for out number 2.
We talked about the response from Arizona on the offensive side, and a key to that is coming back on defense and not allowing Alabama to take that momentum back. Miranda Stoddard, really good job in the circle, striking out Kristen White, getting an easy out of Jenna Johnson.
Strike one to Kinley Cahalan, who flew out in the first. Alabama on the flip side to Arizona, just 3 of 9 in the response stat this season. Cahalan, well hit to center, but that'll die for Shockey. And it's a 3-up, 3-down frame for Stoddard. Alabama still leads, but Arizona's coming back to the plate, down 2-1.
Arizona just continuing to punch. This was a great piece of hitting by Taylor Beal. It's outside, it's high, she gets her barrel to it, hits it in no man's land. Jenna Johnson and Kristen White were nowhere near that ball. You knew it was a double all the way.
And now the infield moves in for Jasmine Perez-Chica. Slap to Cahalan. One down, but Beal does take third.
Yeah, no other option there for Kinley Cahalan other than just get Perez-Chica at first. But it works like a sacrifice bunt. It's Taylor Beal over to third.
And brings up Shockey, who takes strike one. Shockey 0 for 1, grounded out on the first pitch she saw. Already twice the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. Highly rated recruit. Played for Arizona legend Tony Mascarenas on OC Batbuster Stith.
And more when we talk to college coaches and ask them about their freshmen, their response is they played high-level travel ball. They're coming in with experience. They know how to hit good pitching, getting into that lineup and finding success, and we're seeing that in Reagan Shockey.
0-2 from Beaver. Slap to Cahalan. Shockey is retired, and Beal stays over at third.
At first glance, this looks like a routine play, but Kinley Cahalan looking back, Beal at third, and then throwing Shockey out at first is not an easy thing to do. Reagan Shockey has speed, and if she makes just one error, she would not get that runner at first.
Still a chance, though, for Kennedy, who struck out her first time up. Preseason All Pac-12 selection. She's got 7 RBIs on the season. And Beal's got speed over at third. Just missed, 1-2.
In a game like this, Gray, you know Kayla Beaver wants that, but it is a little bit outside. It is a ball. Great eye by Dakota Kennedy.
It's a tantalizing 0-2, but it was a ball. And now the 1-2. Low, 2-2. Well, and if you're Kayla Beaver, you don't want to mess around with Kennedy, because on deck is Carly Scupin, the Pac-12 leader in RBIs.
And in a game like this, you have no idea what it's going to come down to. Right now, it's 2-1. You don't know if that runner on third and Taylor Beal is going to make a difference at the end of this game in a win or a loss for your team. So it's huge for Dakota Kennedy and for Kayla Beaver to win this battle.
An early big moment. I say an early big moment. It feels like we've had nothing but big moments here to start off.
It feels like such a long game, and we're only in the top of the third. But that's why we were so excited.
I mean, maybe it's because we started at 8 o'clock local time, but this has just been awesome. Another payoff, another foul. And there is something to it as well, Kaylee, about the anticipation as Josh Bloomer comes in to make sure Kennedy's okay. You know, when you have to sit around and wait all day, that's a lot of time to get excited.
It absolutely is, and there's something about a night game that just gets you amped up.
Another payoff. On the ground to Hevlin. Side retired. Beaver gets out of it. Dakota native will lead off the bottom of the third. 3-4-5. Set to hit against Stoddard. Well, we mentioned the amazing story of Miranda Stoddard. Transferred from Kentucky, entered the portal. Arizona was about to start school when Caitlin Lowe got a call. Dukeshire, that gets through. Base hit to lead off the third. Now that call came from our colleague, Jenny Dalton-Hill, Arizona alum, who said, hey, Miranda Stoddard in the portal, vouched for her. She saw a lot of her innings at Kentucky. And with such a small window, there was very limited time for Stoddard to even visit Arizona, but Coach Lowe called her and said, we need to get you here as fast as we can. We've got until 3 p.m. And Miranda Stoddard said, unbelievably, I'm near Tucson right now. They met, everything clicked, and now here she is in the circle for the Wildcats.
And when Jenny Dalton-Hill calls, you know you're going to pick up, and if she's vouching for you, then that goes to say what type of player you are. Miranda Stoddard took a year off softball, figured out she really missed it, and she's now back in the uniform at Arizona. But such a cool story when things like that work out, getting enrolled by 3 p.m. that same day and conveniently being on the way to Tucson when Caitlin Lowe calls her.
Yeah, really amazing. Both of our mouths just dropped as Coach Lowe was telling that story. Now Stoddard faces Bailey Dowling, who singled in the first. You saw the graphic. Kinley Pate, the Samford transfer, running over at first. Bailey Dowling, the senior out of St. Joseph, Illinois, entered the game 0 for 1 in her career against Arizona. A couple walks and a run scored. Payoff from Stoddard. Did she go? She did not, and that's a walk. 2 on for the Tide here in the third.
Again, it's Abby Dukeshire, Bailey Dowling making something happen for the Tide. Really good eye there by Dowling, taking that inside pitch. And I feel like it's been a fight for the energy on the offensive side. Both lineups just trying to take whatever they can get, make something happen.
See if Callie Hevlin goes back to the bunt on the 0-1. She will, and she'll take it for a ball. This is something Patrick Murphy likes about Hevlin, the versatility with her game. She was briefly up in the 2 spot last year because of her ability to lay down high-quality bunts.
She's got so many tools. She has speed, she has power. Saw an inside the park home run from her.
And she lays down a beauty. Both runners advance on the sacrifice.
Really good job by Hevlin there, laying down a great sacrifice bunt, moving her teammates into scoring position. Again, just textbook, getting that one on the ground, knowing her job is not to get on base, it's to move her teammates over, and she does it perfectly.
Setting up Marley Giles, who was hit by a pitch in the first. Quickly 0-2.
And already seeing Alabama make an adjustment in the box. I'm noticing Marley Giles is off the plate. We've seen Miranda Stoddard go in on those righties, and she's throwing around 65, 66, so they're giving themselves room to get their hands there.
Giles on the year, hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. Sharply to second. Skaggs will throw home. Pate is caught up and tagged. And that's a beautiful play by the Arizona infield for out number 2.
This is why Allie Skaggs is your 2023 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, because she knows how to make plays like this. She's a little bit deep on the infield, but the throw is perfect. And she gets Kinley Pate at home, saves a run.
Well, Coach Lowe said one of the things as a coach that she's most proud of is that Gold Glove Award for Allie Skaggs. Showed us the...
And a great honor.
And great for Rawlings to introduce that award a couple seasons ago. Really fantastic that we've got that in college softball now. Skaggs, a deserved winner. Runners on the corners for Riley Valentine. Valentine was the first batter to face Stoddard in the first. She struck out looking. The native of Phoenix, Arizona. 3-0.
This almost mimics the situation that we saw Arizona in the top half of this inning. They had a runner on third, needing to capitalize, and Alabama again in that situation with 2 outs.
And there's ball 4. Once again, the bases are loaded for Kendall Clark.
And Alabama has a really deep outfield. We've seen a lot of different outfielders be used this season, but Kendall Clark is in the lineup because she can change the game in one swing of the bat.
She grounded out with the bases loaded in the first. And we mentioned the transfer from Des Moines Area Community College has gotten a lot of action this year, but this is the first time she has faced a ranked opponent at the D1 level.
But this is why you come to Alabama. You come to Alabama to play an 8 p.m. game against Arizona in front of your home crowd with the bases loaded and a chance to drive in runs.
Beautiful pitch, inner half, 1 and 2. Chopped up, and that rolls foul. That would have been kind of awkward, but instead, it remains 1 and 2.
Kind of good for Kendall Clark that it does roll foul. She hesitated, probably would have been thrown out at first.
On the ground to third. Behringer's throw is in time, and Stoddard escapes yet again. The Tide leaves them loaded, and it's still Carly Scoopin leading things off here in the fourth.
Carly Scoopin, one of those players that just impresses me so much with her play at first base and the way she's matured in the box. And I'm a little bit biased to power lefties.
on the ground to first, and Dukeshire steps on the bag for out number 1.
The pitching on both sides has done a good job after those home runs of hitting their spots a little bit better, making their adjustments, using their defense, and almost turning into a pitcher's duel.
Well, you see the efficiency of Beaver. That right there, just the 10th ball she has thrown tonight. Now, 4 of the 10 balls have been against Olivia DiNardo, who worked it full in the second. That was a long battle between those two.
It was a professional at bat. Olivia DiNardo was fouling everything off, trying to get a little bit of a better pitch, and Kayla Beaver just kept challenging her. But just goes to show the fight that these two teams have in them and what a win tonight would mean.
DiNardo striped off the wall. She'll head for second and then hightail it back to first after a nice relay from Kristen White. But Arizona's got a runner aboard here in the 4th.
This is a really great hit from Olivia DiNardo. You can tell she's seeing the ball well, an outside pitch that she stings off the wall in left center. But a great play by Kristen White to get that ball off the wall, get it in, and keep DiNardo at first. A little bit unlucky, almost hit that ball too hard to where it came back off the wall and kept her to a single.
Here's Blaze Behringer. Yeah, I misspoke at the beginning of that at bat for DiNardo. It felt like a full count. It was just 1-2 last time she faced Beaver, but clearly she learned a lot, fouling off those pitches, staying alive, and the second time up absolutely ripped one. Now it looks like she'll get a pinch runner over at first.
And if I know Arizona's hitting coach, Josh Bloomer, they're going to make adjustments the second time up. And you can tell Olivia DiNardo was ready for that pitch. She was right on time, did not miss it. And Arizona's hitting started making adjustments. It seemed like Kayla Beaver was cruising through that first inning. But they've done much better through the end of their first time through the lineup, and now the second time through.
Kaya Altmaier, the sophomore, has come in to run it first. That's fouled off of Behringer, the transfer from Ole Miss. So she's seen the Crimson Tide in her career. As you see Altmaier, speedy player over there at first. Behringer 0 for 8 entering this game all time against the Crimson Tide. And Behringer part of the transfers that Caitlin Lowe has brought in the last few years. Of course, Stoddard, we told her story earlier. Allie Blanchard, the pitcher, transferred in from Princeton, and Behringer in the box right now. Oh, and wow, Altmaier took off for second. Valentine threw back. But Kaya Altmaier gets the stolen base, and Arizona's got a runner in scoring position.
Kaya Altmaier knows her speed. She was baiting Riley Valentine, trying to get her to throw behind. Riley Valentine tries to get her at first, but she's ready for it.
Patrick Murphy wonders if that ball hit Behringer after she had left the batter's box. And I think we will see a challenge for Bobby DeMeo. And it is just a foul ball. So Patrick Murphy uses one of his challenges. Now another payoff to Behringer. Called strike 3.
Kayla Beaver absolutely just painting the corner with this 70-mile-per-hour screwball. And Riley Valentine doing a good job of framing that thing up for the punch out. Huge for out number 2. And Alabama doesn't end up needing their challenge.
That's the third strikeout for Beaver, the first for her since the first inning. But now she faces the home run hitter, the freshman, Emily Shep. Solo shot back in the second.
And I would imagine because Shep was on deck, that's why we saw Alabama challenge, not wanting her to come up with 2 runners on potentially.
This could be trouble. Dowling, just in time. Kayla Beaver once again dances away from danger, helped out by Bailey Dowling at the hot corner. Jam in the first, had a bases loaded situation in the third, but so far has not allowed a run since entering this ballgame.
Stoddard has been awesome. Again, faced that bases loaded, tough situation, got out of it, using her stuff, letting her defense work. And you can tell she's hitting her spots. Not going to try to blow it past you, but just pitching to contact and doing really well.
White on the ground to second. There is Skaggs. 1 down. Back to the top of the order with Jenna Johnson. The Franklin, Tennessee native. Has seen a lot of Arizona in her career. Entered this ballgame 2 for 11 all time against the Wildcats. Has faced them in Tucson, in Oklahoma City, and here in Tuscaloosa. Johnson, Perez Chica, ooh, had to adjust. 2 gone.
And Jenna Johnson stung this ball. She's done a great job in the leadoff spot and puts a good barrel on it, but Jasmine Perez Chica making a pretty good play out and right, almost lost it.
Here's Kinley Cahalan. Couple flyouts tonight. 1 to right, 1 to center. Back up the middle. 2-out base hit for Kinley Cahalan here in the 4th.
In my head before that pitch, I was thinking about Kinley Cahalan and the 2 flyouts and just thinking I want to see her make an aggressive adjustment, try to hit something on the ground. And obviously, she's thinking that as well. A lot better piece of hitting from her.
Well, she sets up Abby Dukeshire, who's had quite a night. Stoddard starts her with a changeup. But the sophomore is 2 for 2. That 2-run homer in the first and a single back up the middle in the third. To short, and the play at second is in time from Beal. Side retired. Stoddard continues to pitch well, and we go to the 5th here in T-Town. Quality ball game between 2 real good for the Pac-12. Arizona trying to soak it all in, including Allie Skaggs, a former teammate of yours, Kaylee Tao.
Allie Skaggs, such a special person. She's from Kentucky. I'm, of course, biased to my home state.
That's out to White in center. And then we'll talk more about that a little later. Skaggs retired for out number 1. Taylor Beal doubled in the third. And a big hit for her. 1 for 1 of the night. Entered, hitting 138 on the season, so trying to get her mojo back. Sharply, but there's Dukeshire.
Taylor Beal hit that really hard. Abby Dukeshire making a really good play over at first base. This thing is stung. And Dukeshire makes that play because she's ready for it. She's anticipating the ball is coming to her. Makes it look easy for out number 2.
Setting up Jasmine Perez-Chica. Ground out her first time up, the senior from La Quinta, California. Father Tony, third base coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Probably off at spring training right now. I hope wherever he is, it's a little warmer than it is here.
I would guess that wouldn't be too tough. It is a cold one here.
You see the folks bundled here at Rhodes. A hazy evening. Perez-Chica in her last 5 games ahead of this one was hitting .643.
And it was interesting when we talked to Coach Lowe about Perez-Chica. She said she wasn't starting at the beginning of the season, wasn't necessarily one of their best 9 hitters coming out of the preseason, but she is seeing it so well the past couple weekends.
Trying to turn the lineup over. Payoff from Beaver. Back to the circle. And I think she was out of the box anyway. But the inning will end. Kayla Beaver motors right through. Off to the bottom of the 5th. Tao, Bree Falcon, Mackenzie Maxwell back in the truck. And Miranda Stoddard back in the circle for the Wildcats, facing Bailey Dowling. Dowling has had a good night in the cleanup spot.
And Dowling is one of the players in Alabama's lineup that I believe needs to have a good season for them to be successful. She's so important. She's always in an RBI producing spot. And she has so much experience to pull from, and she's so capable of putting up big numbers.
Well, and right now, a little bit of a different situation for Dowling leading off the inning. But when leading off, hitting .571. Ripped foul. Allowed strike, 2-2.
Can tell Bailey Dowling is seeing the ball really well tonight, taking her balls, hitting the strikes that come across, and hitting them hard.
Waits on the changeup and smokes it to center, but Shockey and her speed make the catch for out number 1.
Again, Dowling seeing it really well. It was a good changeup. from Miranda Stoddard, stung by Bailey Dowling. And just the wrong spot. Reagan Shockey right there to make the catch.
Now here's Callie Hevlin. No official at bat so far in this game. The throw from third by Behringer is in plenty of time. And now Hevlin 0 for 1, 2 down.
This is just more evidence of Miranda Stoddard coming in, doing her job. Nothing hurt from Bailey Dowling's hard hit ball. And then one pitch, one out to Callie Hevlin.
Stoddard trying to keep Alabama at just the 2 runs going to the 6th. The Wildcats will have the top of the order due up in that frame. Big cut by Marley Giles. For 1 night for Giles. Sophomore from Clanton, Alabama. Did not go, 2-1. Two from Stoddard. Giles just pokes it, and it falls in right. 2-out base hit.
Marley Giles had been quiet so far tonight, 0 for 1, but she was 7 for 10 last weekend, and when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. This is a really great piece of hitting. It's low and out, and she just gets her barrel there, pokes it into right field. And that is not easy, but really good hitting from the sophomore Marley Giles.
Strike 1 to Riley Valentine. And they'll say that Giles left early on the first pitch of that at-bat. And that's how the inning ends. We're off to the 6th. That's Tom Meyer over at first. A couple defensive changes for Alabama. And Arizona's got the top of the order set. Reagan Shockey, 0 for 2, couple ground outs.
And you feel like if Arizona is going to mount a comeback or start a rally late in this game, it's going to start with this player right here.
The reigning Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. So dynamic. The highlight reel waiting to happen. And keep in mind, one of those changes for Alabama, a new first baseman, Emma Broadfoot. Dowling will have to hurry, and it's scooped by Broadfoot for out number 1.
Again, Bailey Dowling holding it down on the hot corner. She has been ready for these slappers in the Arizona lineup. Twice she has gotten Reagan Shockey on a high hop, great slap. But Bailey Dowling is a good defender, and a good stretch over there from the new first baseman, Emma Broadfoot.
Ball finds the new girl, and while Dowling had to field it, that was a tough play for Broadfoot over at first.
Even when those throws are on the money, you know as a first baseman, you have got to put your best stretch out there because the runner is so fast, and that can make the difference between safe or out.
And now more speed. There's a strike to Kennedy, who's 0 for 2. The other change, by the way, Larissa Pruitt now out in right for Alabama. 2-1. Bunt laid down. And no throw for Alabama. There's the speed of Kennedy, and she's aboard with 1 out.
Alabama defense was not expecting Dakota Kennedy to bunt. She caught them off guard, lays down a really great sneaky bunt. And Kayla Beaver doesn't field it cleanly, but even if she did, she would not have gotten her at first base. There you see, really great bunt, getting herself on for her team.
First pitch, scooping. Broadfoot will throw to second just in the nick of time. 2 down.
We highlighted the defensive changes for Alabama. Ember Broadfoot is in the game because Patrick Murphy knows he needs to hold the Arizona offense if he wants to win this game. It's getting late. It's the 6th inning, the 7th inning. And Emma Broadfoot is a really good defensive first baseman. Not an easy play to make, but she gets the lead runner and keeps him out of scoring position.
So now scooping over at first. And here's DiNardo. DiNardo has battled with Beaver all night. Had that long at-bat that led to a ground out in the 2nd. Had that long single in the 4th that was off the wall and hit so hard, it had to be a single.
Yeah, she absolutely stung that ball on a pitch almost exactly like that one. And it's interesting to see how Kayla Beaver and pitching coach Lance McMahon will throw her because she's seen a little bit of everything.
That bounces foul. Well, a great capper in the SEC here tonight. It's been an interesting day. We've seen Georgia win a couple games out west. South Carolina had to walk off Kennesaw State. LSU had to come back against Illinois. Florida shutting out UCLA 1-0. Weber State walked off Texas A&M. How about UAB upsetting Ole Miss tonight in Oxford 6-4?
At this point, I just cannot make picks for who is going to win a game. I have no idea. I was hot on A&M. I thought they were playing really well. And then, again, you highlighted they lost to Weber State, and Alabama beating UAB last weekend pretty handily. And then they go into Ole Miss on their new field and take a game. You just never know with the way softball is at this level.
Pinch runner in for the Wildcats. Zadie Tagalog. There you see her over at first, running for scooping. No stolen base attempts this year for Tagalog. Another 1-2. DiNardo hammers it foul.
Beaver going right back to that spot that DiNardo hit a double last at bat. Got to be careful going to that outside corner when DiNardo has proved she can hit it and hit it hard.
That one fouled away and off of Blaze Behringer, who looks okay. Said she's fine. And now the battle continues yet again. It's been a pleasure watching these two work. Beaver, DiNardo. Another 1-2. Just missed.
That pitch is just off the outside corner, a couple inches. This screwball on the river, running away. and it's barely a ball.
And you can see on that replay the light mist that is falling here in Tuscaloosa. Started off as a haze, but now some precipitation is coming down. Not much, nothing causing any concern.
I also think that's a reason that we saw the defensive changes, because the ball starts to play a little bit faster and a little differently when it's raining. And you really want to be protective on the defensive side, keep the ball in front of you, make a good throw.
Ninth pitch of the at-bat. We'll have 10.
This is why we came tonight. Kayla Beaver, preseason All-American in the circle. Olivia DiNardo just fighting so hard not to go down.
Full count. Yeah, it's been such a great game as Tagalog has to put her helmet back on. We haven't even gotten to some of the senior day facts about Kayla Beaver. Maybe we will now as Lance McMahon comes out to chat with the transfer from Central Arkansas. I just stop at the second bullet point that says she hates chocolate.
I don't really know anyone that hates chocolate.
It's a unique take, I'm not gonna lie.
But that's probably why it made it on the fact sheet. The Alabama crowd getting really loud here at Rhodes Stadium for Kayla Beaver.
Yeah, they're flashing those 19 signs. What a battle. Payoff misses inside. And DiNardo wins it this time. 2 on, 2 out for Arizona.
Kayla Beaver throwing the curve up under DiNardo's hands. She knows if she throws her anything across the plate, she's going to hit it, trying to dance around the zone, and that's ball 4.
First walk of the night, surrendered by Beaver. Here's Behringer. Another one of the fact sheet listings for Beaver. Wears her father's baseball number. A lot of family in attendance for Beaver tonight. Trying to work out of another situation against this potent Arizona offense. Behringer in the air to left. Catch made by Jenna Johnson to end the inning. Once again, Arizona has had some opportunities as well. And now the Tide will look for a little insurance with the bottom of the order due up. Starting off with Riley Valentine. First pitch to short. Easy play for Beal, 1 away.
Really quick out there for Miranda Stoddard, and she's been giving Riley Valentine a heavy dose of changeups all night long. Struck her out on the changeup, and then goes at her first pitch in that at bat.
And now for the first time, Stoddard will face Larissa Pruitt, sophomore from Hartselle, Alabama, in place of Kendall Clark. Pruitt on the year hitting .258. against righties, hitting .250. Over to third, and Behringer gets it done for out number 2.
Again, Stoddard just letting her defense work. Knows that she has such a good infield behind her, and they're going to make the plays for her.
Yeah, the defense has been spectacular for both sides. No errors for either team. Arizona first in the Pac-12 in fielding percentage. Alabama third in the SEC. And this has worked. The defensive adjustment for Arizona, bringing an outfielder, Shockey, on the infield. Kristen White is 0 for 2, and now Patrick Murphy is chatting with the sophomore.
Yeah, likely just pulling Kristen White over, clearing her head after that first strike, letting her know that she doesn't need to let this defensive shift get in her head. She can still get on if she just does her job.
Over to third, misplayed initially, but then Behringer recovers. 2 in the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Stoddard.
It's that home run. And now they'll see a new arm in the circle for Alabama, Ailey Johnson.
Yeah, there is the LSU transfer coming on to try and wrap this one up. Starts off with a changeup for a strike. That's her best pitch. Patrick Murphy called it nasty. Sophomore from Fairhope, Alabama. First year with the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, she's a completely different look than Kayla Beaver. Beaver is all velocity, gonna pound the zone really hard, and Ailey is all movement. Really good changeup, curve, rising screw.
Oh my goodness, 3 straight changeups for the strikeout.
What a gutsy call from Lance McMahon. 3 changeups in a row, but it is her best pitch, just like you said, Gray. And she spotted each one of these up perfectly. Just freezes Emily Shep, the home run hitter.
Went to it again. Strike 1 to Allie Skaggs. Oh for 2 night for the All-American. In the air towards Pruitt. Oh, she couldn't catch it. Skaggs stops at second.
Larissa Pruitt just didn't get a good read on this ball. You could tell she was floating with it, definitely not right under it. There's some wind, some weather, and she's not able to bring that ball in. And that is a big, big runner on second for Arizona when they're down 1 in the top of the 7th.
And now a runner in scoring position for Taylor Beal. You know, we referenced earlier, one of the greatest in attendance tonight, the legend Mike Candrea. His last day as the interim athletic director, 36 seasons as the head coach, 8 national championships, and we were talking to him before the game, Kaylee, and he talked about 2020. His Arizona team came to Tuscaloosa and twice scored runs in the 7th to break Alabama hearts. And now Caitlin Lowe, his protege, trying to repeat that here in 2024.
Yeah, this Arizona team is no stranger to big games. They know how to come through in the 7th inning. And Caitlin Lowe coached under Mike Candrea in 2020. She was here for that.
And by the way, that play out and right officially ruled an error by Larissa Pruitt. First of the night for either team. In 2020, they played twice. Alabama and Arizona were tied in the first game at 1. Arizona won it 2-1. Johnson gets the strikeout. 2 gone.
Ailey Johnson trying to shut the momentum down for the Arizona side. And of course, she goes to her changeup. A great pitch, has some bite to it, and fools Taylor Beal. That's how you have Larissa Pruitt's back. Strike out the next batter. Let her know, hey, I got you.
Well, now a pinch hitter for Arizona. It's Paige Demler, the junior. I referenced game 1 back in 2020. Game 2, Alabama against the Wildcats went to the 7th with a 5-3 lead. 3-run homer from Malia Martinez changed that.
Ailey Johnson has something to say in the 7th inning of this game. Her changeup is working so well. Interested to see if she throws it a 3rd time here.
The 0-2. Demler adjusts and stays alive. Now what are you thinking if you're Ailey Johnson and Lance McMahon?
I would go something hard here as a definite ball. Try to change her eye level a little bit and then maybe go back to the changeup on the next pitch.
There it was, 1-2. On the ground, Hevlin misplayed in time. And Arizona immediately wants the umpires to take a look.
You can tell the rain is affecting the defense here in this 7th inning. Love to see this replay. I do think she was out in real time.
Well, if she was out, the game's over. Oh my goodness.
I think she's safe, Gray.
I think so too.
I know there's also been an emphasis on when the first baseman actually secures the catch as well. And she's just a split second safe.
Well, and you've also got the added issue of Skaggs, who was running and never stopped, ran home.
I'm interested to see if they put Skaggs back at 3rd, if this call is overturned.
Oh my goodness, that is as close as it gets. Everyone here at Rhodes right now is waiting with bated breath. Here's the call.
After video review, the call on the field is out.
Wow! Alabama wins! It got dramatic, but the Tide prevails and stays unbeaten.